You're where democracy starts. I'm so thankful that you came so that you can hear for yourselves the candidates and decide who you want to vote for. This is a forum where the questions come from the audience. So we're looking forward to hearing from it. My name is Martha Stamper. I'm president of the League of Women Voters of the Palatine Area, which is the local league nearby here. And we're happy to host this because as a nonpartisan organization that neither supports any candidates or any parties, we're here to strengthen democracy. And that's why we're here to make sure that candidates that the citizens get a chance to hear from their candidates and ask their questions in a format that's safe and respectful, because civil discourse is what makes democracy work. So thank you all for coming. I think there might be literature from the candidates in the tables as you go out. There's also literature from the league. Besides having candidate forums and registering voters, we also have a year of programming to help inform citizens about different things. When we're interested in something, we study about it. We're going to have a movie on the 23rd, Thursday of this month. Next month, we're going to be doing healthcare and what is the impact of all of the legislation for changing healthcare. We do what our members are interested in doing. So if you come and join the league, you can play a part in learning about your government. But right now, you come to learn from our wonderful candidates. And so I'm going to hand the mic over to our moderator from the night. Karen Rebar has come from a different area. We do this specifically to make sure that all of the candidates are treated fairly. Karen doesn't vote in the Long Road election, so she can be trusted to be fair. I think you'll be very happy that she's very experienced in what she does. So Karen, let me hand the program over to you.
Good evening, and thank you for inviting me to moderate this forum. My name is Karen Rebar, and I belong to the League of Women Voters of Arlington Heights area in Cook County. I used to teach at this school about 9 or 10 years ago, so some of you who might have children or grandchildren or something might recognize the name. Tonight we'll be hearing from candidates running for trustee of the Village of Long Grove. There are 5 candidates running for 3 trustee positions. The positions of president and clerk are unopposed, so each of those 2 candidates were allowed to have 3 minutes to speak. So you, the audience, could get a sense of what the job of a president and a clerk is. At this time, we will hear from Bill Jacob, who is the single candidate for president. He's going to give a 3-minute kind of introduction about the job.
Well, thank you very much. I'm Bill Jacob, as they just said, and I've been a resident of Long Grove for 17 years and a trustee for 2 years. I want to thank the League of Women Voters for putting this on, Martha Stamper for giving me a few minutes to speak. I'm going to apologize right away at the very beginning because tonight is Stevenson Sports Night. My son is on the bowling team, and it's a family first kind of thing, so I got the pass to come here at the beginning, and then I'm going to depart to go to the sports night and listen to the awards that hopefully he will be getting. My journey started a number of years ago when the village was going to impose a real estate tax, and I got hooked up with a couple of trustees, and we ran on a slate of no tax, transparency, fiscal transparency, and a vision for the future. And it's neat to see that we've made some progress in those areas with Stan with the oversight of the finances, and getting the accounts consolidated, a new accounting system. Mike Sarlito with working on the long-range comprehensive plan. I'm proud of the fact that I took the leadership on the roads, and we're a couple of years ahead of our 15-year road paving program. We're in year 4 at this point. And also, one of the other nice things accomplishments that I had was working with fellow trustee Lori Lyman And we passed an economic incentive plan for the downtown. It's neat that we're going to have a brewery in the downtown, the Buffalo Creek Brewery, and they're the first ones that have taken advantage of that economic incentive plan. I know the downtown continues to be a challenge to us, but it's neat to see new businesses down there and so forth, with the new Fred Astaire dance studio coming in, the pizzeria and so forth, and you mentioned the Buffalo Creek Brewery. I know the future of Long Grove is bright. I have 1 minute left, I'm being told. We need to protect the rural character of the village and keep it a lot the way it is. But we also need other sources of revenue. And I believe in the path that we're headed down. I know tonight you're going to have the opportunity to hear from the candidates. It will hopefully help you make an informed choice. Our future is dependent on all of us working together and the volunteers that you have here. And I do want to mention that I am supporting Reed O'Connor, Bobby O'Reilly, and Ed Kretzmeyer. I think they'll be great additions to the board. But you decide after you listen to what they have to say. Thank you again for being here tonight, and I look forward to being your next village president.
We will next hear from candidates for trustee. All of tonight's candidates have agreed to abide by ground rules provided by the League of Women Voters. Some of the rules also apply to the audience. Let me review them. The candidates have drawn numbers tonight to determine speaking order. I will rotate this order during the forum. Each candidate will have 2 minutes to make an opening statement. Afterwards, each candidate will have 1 minute to answer each question in rotation, and then give a 1-minute closing statement. As an option, if candidates choose, they may use up to 2 rebuttals. And if you want to do a rebuttal to something someone else has said, just say rebuttal, and I will let you speak right away. You get 2 for the whole forum. And it's your choice if you want to use it or not. League members, right up in the front, have signs, and they are timers. You will be given a 30-second warning. So please quickly complete your thought when you see the stop card. I will enforce time limits. The questions will be provided by the audience. Each question will be answered by all the candidates. So please ask questions that pertain to all. League members have index cards available for you to write your questions on. Questions will be reviewed for clarity, appropriateness, and to avoid duplication. Candidates, please do not interrupt one another. You will have a chance for rebuttal, and I will repeat a question if asked. Audience, please turn off all electronic devices. Refrain from applauding or demonstrating in other ways support or non-support of a candidate until the very end. Now let's hear from the trustee candidates. I see that one trustee candidate who said he was coming is not here tonight. And I don't even know how to pronounce his name. I was counting on him coming and telling me that. So we have a change of order, so there will only be 4 candidates answering. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. And could we please start with Rita O'Connor?
From my perspective, tonight is not about me as a candidate. Tonight is about us and a collective we and what we can do together for Long Grove. Competency, heightened communication, and conservation are 3 critical aspects of what Long Grove needs more and more of. Competency involves the ability to share skill sets. My professional skill sets are, I bring people together, usually through negotiating and through honest give and take. As trustee, I'm going to invite you to share your ideas and your skill sets with us. And I'm doing this, or will do this, because you people are intelligent, informed, dedicated people. I know that because you're here tonight. And I'm hoping that over the course of time, you can use my skill sets and I can use your skill sets. This is something, I see this as something that we are undertaking together. In addition to competency, we need to communicate better and more often with our residents. One of the biggest things I think we can improve upon is the communication that we have with people who want to open businesses in Long Grove and people who want to develop land in Long Grove. Several over the years have thrown up their hands in frustration and said, this is too complicated, I can't do it. Conservation and preservation. We have been conservationists in Long Grove for over 50 years. We need to conserve our open space, our ethos, and our identity. It's vital. Together with our skill sets, mutual respect, and heightened communication, we can go forward and we can turn this village over to our children with no apologies. Thank you.
Thank you. Now we will hear from John Marshall.
Good evening. Thanks for you folks coming out tonight, and thanks to the Women League of Voters putting this on for people, the residents of the village. I've been a resident of this village and loved every minute of it for the last 33 years. And in that period of time, I've spent my time, the last 8 years, I've been on the village board. And one of my first jobs on the board was I was the liaison for the LGBTQ, which is basically the historic downtown. And I learned a lot about the downtown area and have a passion for it. And I believe that the downtown area is what makes Long Grove what it is. And I think that so goes the downtown, so goes Long Grove. It sets us apart. Go just about anywhere in the country and find somebody that's been in Long Grove, and they all say the same thing. They say they love Long Grove. So I think that downtown is very important to us. On the board, I've handled basically because I'm the founder and the principal owner of John Marshall Construction, and we do basically all different types of construction. So the things that I handle on the board are basically the things that go along with any kind of construction, which is building and zoning, permits. I've handled the water department early on, and roads. But I think the most important thing is our accomplishments in the 8 years that we've been on the board and the 3 years I've been on the Architectural Commission have been Menards, Archer Parking Lots, Fort Dorsal Lots, Sunset Grove, Soccer Field Rentals, Arborea, and Harbor Chase. Thank you.
We will hear from Bobby O'Reilly.
Thank you. Thank you to the League for holding this forum. Many, many years ago, I was a League member, and I know how, if I keep losing this, and I know how hard you work to stay nonpartisan. I've been in Long Grove for over 30 years. I've been a village trustee in Buffalo Grove for 8 years. I've been on the county board for 12 years, so I have a lot of background in how this system works. Whereas John says that downtown is what Long Grove is, I think the people of Long Grove are who we are. Long Grove is such a special place. It's not Hawthorne Woods, it's not Killdeer, it's not Buffalo Grove. It's our special little place that sets us apart from other places. We're conservationists, we're independent, we want to take care of ourselves. We don't want big government. We don't want a lot of things. We don't want a tax on our community. We want to take care of ourselves. However, having just finished up working on the comprehensive plan, I know that we need to protect what we have, but we also have to look to the future for some diversity in what our community is. And on the edges of our community, we have some really perfect places for something other than 1 or 2 acre lots and homes and non-residential areas. So we're primed for a great future. Our past has been wonderful, and our future is even going to be better. We are not, Rita, I, and Ann, are not running as a slate. We are running under the One Long Grove group, who elected 3 very, very qualified trustees 2 years ago. And the 3 of us, though we don't agree on everything, we do want to move forward and continue the efforts that they put in.
And the last opening statement, we will hear from Ann Kritzmeyer.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming out here. I'm looking forward to hearing a lot of your questions as well. Thank you to the League for organizing all of this. I came to Woodlawn Grove about 9 years ago. After 10 years in Buffalo Grove, I wanted to stay in the same great schools and look for what I call a happy family home, this open space area and a great place to raise my children, raise my family, and be part of the special character. My background is a lot of finance and marketing and also a bit of strategy. And I spend a lot of time what I call dot connecting. I think about right brain, left brain. And so as I look in the left brain area, I look at our finances, I look at the development. Annie, I can talk really loud. Can you hear? Oh, it's going back and forth. Anyway, I see pockets of progress, particularly in the last couple of years, and I also see a lot of opportunities for growth. I think we do have a small government, and people like it that way, so we need to be extra smart and very careful with that. So I am interested in helping to grow what we have and diversify the sources of revenue. We're quite dependent on Menards and Sunset, and they're terrific places, but I want to have more in the downtown and around all of the village so that we've got a good balanced budget, a good source of revenue to help grow what we need in the future. On the right brain side, we need to keep that special character of the village, that happy family home that encompasses all of us. I don't think we necessarily need all identical businesses and buildings that we had 20 years ago, but that feeling of pride, that feeling of being part of something that's larger, that's more than the sum of the parts, but brings us together in a feeling of energy when we go to places. So between those, I call out the right brain and the left brain. I do a lot of volunteering. I do a lot with Boy Scouts. There's a co-ed part called Venturing Crew, and I hang out with teenagers, which something people think makes me a little bit crazy. But I really like helping them become who they're becoming. And I think that's part of it. That's part of it. Hello? No. Got technical challenges. Hello? Anyway, part of the reason I said that is because I like helping teenagers become who they're becoming, and that's why I'm here in Long Grove, is to help, or why I'm running for trustee, is to help us figure out that right brain, fiscal responsibility, growth for the future, and financing it, as well as that special character, and helping Long Grove become who it's becoming.
Okay. All right, we will start with the questions from the audience, and I have 6 to start here.